What's up? What's up? It is 66 degrees today in Kansas City. 66 degrees in December in Kansas City. It's crazy because, like, normally by now we have snow and stuff, but it is 66 and it feels fantastic outside. And lucky for me, I had a short day today. Mm. So, I heard, I heard that Joy Kane is still talking about me. Bitch, what is your obsession with people that you don't know? What is your obsession with people, girl? Because she played a clip whenever I had a conversation with RPJ and I talked about where I was born and raised. Bitch, are you saying that people can't leave that kind of a life behind and do something different with themselves? Is that what the fuck you trying to say? You trying to say that once you grow up and you leave home, you can't live a different type of lifestyle than the way you was raised? Is that the point you're trying to make? I'm confused. I'm confused, bitch. Why are you so obsessed with my life and what I do and who I do and what I say? This bitch is crazy. So what if a person is born and raised in a certain area of their life? Bitch, people grow up. They grow up and they move and they change the lifestyle in which they were raised in because they don't want to live in that environment or they don't want to have children in that environment. So they better themselves. But I guess you wouldn't know shit about that because you sitting here at the bottom of the barrel with the rest of us. I guess you wouldn't know shit about growing up and doing something better for yourself than what you had as a child or the environment you were raised in. Are you fucking insane? What point are you trying to make? Like, you don't make no fucking sense, bitch. Who gives a fuck where I was born and raised? It's what my life is today and what I do in my life today and what I have done in my life since becoming an adult. I left home at 17, bitch. I left home at 17. What the fuck is your point? This hoe is just straight retarded and obsessed, and she's always trying to make some kind of point on somebody's life, and the bitch is dumb. She's stupid. She thought Harry's name was really fucking Harry. You can't get no dumber than that. This bitch is obsessed with people's lives. It's insane to me. Like, I heard that she played this clip where I was talking to RPJ about where I was born and raised. But then turned around and played a clip where I said that I'm a country girl. You're fucking right. I'm a country girl. I grew up. I left the environment in which I was raised and I changed. I lived a different lifestyle. You act like that shit is not fucking possible. The bitch is retarded. So you trying to say that, like, people are always going to be product of their environments? Are you trying to say that people can't get out of a situation in which they were raised in or which they knew their whole life and want better for themselves and want better for their future and want better for their children? And want to change the lifestyle in which they knew and have a different form of lifestyle? Bitch, are you nuts? Why do you think that people go to college? Why do you think that people do things to better their lives? Because they don't want to be stuck in an environment which they were known their whole life. I mean, you're just fucking stupid. Joy Kane ain't got no... Fuck no, the bitch ain't got no man. Fuck no, she ain't got no man. That bitch is so worried about everybody on YouTube. I thought she was planning a wedding. What the fuck? Where's this wedding? Does your dude know that you're obsessed with another man? Does your dude know that you are completely obsessed with Lamar Wills? Does your dude know that you were sitting here talking about how you would suck and fuck a dude off of YouTube? Does your dude know any of that? Probably not. But we all know she's lonely and ugly. Well, obviously she is. Hey, Franny, Merry Christmas to you, sweetheart. Merry Christmas to you, too. The bitch is miserable and lives a miserable life. The bitch is straight retarded. She acts like people can't grow up and do something different with their life in their adult life. I mean, and I'm just confused. I'm like, what are you trying to say, Joy? What point are you trying to prove, bitch? When you're a child, you can't you can't decide where you're raised or what type of environment you're raised in. But when you grow up and you become legal or you become an adult, you can. So I'm confused. Are you that fucking dumb? Seriously? This bitch needs a fucking life. This bitch needs a fucking hobby. Yeah. She said, so apparently, I don't know. I didn't hear it. I just heard people talking about how she was supposed to be getting married. So I'm like, if the bitch is so happy, if she has this wonderful relationship in which she's getting married, why is she sitting here worried about people she don't fucking know? Why is she worried about people she don't know? Where's your husband, bitch? Where's your job at? How do you work? How do you work when you sitting on YouTube all day talking about people, speculating about people, trying to prove some dumbass point where you look stupid? Hey, 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 it's Joy. It's Joy. It's Joy. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Shut the whole fuck up. This is just fucking stupid. The bitch is stupid. I don't know, like, if I should be flattered. Should I be flattered that the bitch is so invested in my life? No, you know she ain't got no job. She ain't got no job. She ain't got no man. She ain't got no friends. She ain't got no fucking life. The only friend, the only friend that she had, that she was going to his apartment, and the friend she was going out to dinner with, told me that she was bumpy and ugly. So I guess that wasn't really a friend, was it? Because like a friend's not gonna go around telling other people, yeah, man, she bumpy and she ugly. Your friend dogged you out. She is a fan. She's a complete fan. It's insane. Like, how do you get online and pretend that you hate people so much that you don't even know? Like, how can you honestly hate somebody? Like, you may dislike them, you may dislike their content, you may dislike what they say, but you can't actually hate somebody that you don't fucking know. And you certainly don't dislike people's content or dislike a certain person or hate a certain person if you can't if you can't stop talking about them all the time. He did, Franny. Like, the only friend that she actually had that was verified. Let me back that up, okay? Because she may have one or two friends in her apartment building, but the only friend that she had that was actually verified told me that she had bumps and she was ugly. Yeah. So now she cams up. Now the bitch actually gets on camera, which I'm telling you, she probably has some wonderful foundation. I have some great foundation. I really do. Because I have freckles, I'm white. In case you guys didn't know, just let me put that out there. Let me give a full disclaimer. I'm white with blonde hair and blue eyes, okay? So I'm a white girl. And when I go out in the sun, like a lot of white people, like a lot of Caucasians, we get freckles. So I have freckles. It was cute when I was little. It started off like just a little couple of freckles. And then as I got older, being in the sun, I got more freckles. So I have this fantastic foundation. It's wonderful. I love it. It's like, I don't know, like 50 some dollars. I get it at Ulta Beauty. And it covers up all my freckles whenever I want to wear it. Sometimes I don't put it on at all and I just let my freckles show. I don't care. So I'm telling you, I think that she probably went and got the same kind of foundation that I have because it is fantastic. It does cover up a lot of freckles, and I'm quite sure it could probably cover up bumps and blemishes too. But I don't have that. Like, I have never in my life, I've never in my life had acne. Never. I was very, 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 very blessed that I never had acne. Like, I seldomly ever got a pimple. What's up, Tone? Yeah, like all throughout like my teenage years, I hardly ever got a pimple. So I'm very blessed in that department. Like, I didn't have like horrible acne and bumps and stuff like that on my face. I just got freckles. So now that she went and bought this fantastic foundation that covers up her bumps and her acne and whatever else she's got going on that roadmap, you know, she cams up now. The bitch's face is like a roadmap through the mountains. Like, it's all bugged. It's all bugged up. It's all bugged up. Right, we get freckles. White people get freckles. I mean, it is what it is, you know? I don't mind. I got freckles on my arms. Any area that like is in the sun for too long for me will get freckles. It's just how it happens. Some white people don't get freckles. Some white people get freckles. I mean, you know, it is what it is. Because like my siblings don't have any freckles. My daddy doesn't have any freckles. My mom never had freckles, but I do. But then again, nobody in my family has blonde hair, but I do. So it just, you know, it is what it is. I don't care. I like my freckles. Freckles can be really cute. But yeah, this bitch is completely fucking retarded. She wants to play a clip from whenever I was talking about where I was born. I was born in Kansas City, Missouri. I was born in Kansas City, Missouri. I was raised in Kansas City my whole life until I turned 17. So let me not say my whole life. I was raised in Kansas City. I left Kansas City at the age of 17. I moved to a whole nother town when I was 17. In fact, I moved to a town, it was called Raytown. I left Kansas City when I was 17 and I moved to Raytown. And I lived in an apartment in Raytown with a friend of mine. I was 17, she was 18. So, you know, yeah, I moved, bitch. Fuck. I fucking moved. I moved out of Kansas City. And in all honesty, I don't even live in Kansas City now. Shocker there. Like, my address is not in Kansas City. I live in the fucking country. To get from my house to downtown Kansas City, it probably takes me, with traffic, it probably takes me maybe 25 minutes to get from my house to downtown Kansas City. To get to where I live now, to where I was raised in Kansas City, it probably takes me 15 to 20 minutes. But, you know, you guys are not allowed to grow up and move. You're not allowed to grow up and change your environment. You're not allowed to grow up and change your lifestyle. You're not allowed to do any of that. See, like for me, when I was a child, when I was a very young child, my grandparents always had a farm. Always, like my whole life, my grandparents had a farm. And I would spend a lot of time as a child on the farm with my grandparents, like during the summertime or like in holidays or weekends. My grandparents would come and get me and they would take me to the farm. So I started riding horses. I got pictures of myself as a child and on horses from the age of 2 all the way up until my adult life. You know, my granddaddy, you weren't his grandchild if you didn't ride a horse. So riding horses was something that I always loved throughout my entire life. Being on a farm is something I loved throughout my entire life. I might have been born and raised in the city, but my heart was always a country girl. Always. I loved the farm life. I loved herding cattle. I would saddle up a horse. I would go out with my papa. My papa would go out on his horse and herd the cattle, and I would go with him. You know, when I spent my time on the farm. You know, so country living is something I always loved. I always loved it. And don't get me wrong, like the city is cool too. Like living in the city is cool. You know, like It's really bad though. There's a lot of bad shit that happens, but if you mind your own business and stay to yourself, you're typically all right, unless you happen to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. I didn't mind living in the city. I actually moved back to Kansas City, like in the city part of Kansas City. I moved back there in 2000 and I don't know, sometime in the 2000s. And I had my kids down there in the city, living in the city. And then I moved back out of the city again because I just didn't want to live in the city. I wanted to live in the country. Kat, she's just an ugly girl that's bitter. Yeah, amen. She is a very ugly. And you know what? Like, it's not even like your looks that really make you ugly per se. I mean, you could be ugly in the face too, but it's also your personality and just the way that you are. Like, you are just a bitter, ugly bitch. And I don't even have to talk about your face for you to be a bitter, ugly bitch. You just a bitter, ugly bitch in general. Like, you one of them bitches that just can't accept the fact that you're ugly, or that you know that you're ugly and you keep trying to tell yourself you're not ugly. I don't know. But you are obsessed with people you don't know. You are obsessed with people who don't give a fuck about you. Completely obsessed. And it's disgusting and it's sad. So I'm getting ready to go shopping because it is one of my favorite hobbies. One of my favorite hobbies of all time. I love to shop. I love to buy clothes. Whether y'all believe it or not, I don't care. I love to go clothes shopping. I might even get a couple new pairs of boots because I've said many times before, I am not a skirt and heels kind of chick. I've never been a skirt and heels kind of chick. That's that's just not me. I'm not a skirt and heels person. I am a jeans and boots, 100%. I'm jeans and boots. And that's typically what I spend my life in, is jeans and boots. I don't just listen to country music. I listen to all kinds of music. I love all kinds of music. I love music in general. From Broadway show tunes to country music to old school rap to old school R&B, to jazz and blues. I love all music. But as far as the lifestyle that I like to live, and as far as the location in which I like to live, it's country. It's a lot of fugaty in the face motherfuckers on this thing spreading insulting flattery to the straight up better people. Right. Right, Zone. Right. But it is like my choice of lifestyle, where I choose to live, where I choose to raise my kids. The environment that I choose to be in is in the country. Puts on my Sweet Valley High sweater. So, surfing tangents, you're probably like a girly girl. You probably like dresses and skirts and heels. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Your style is your style. It's what you feel comfortable in. I mean, I could throw on a dress and heels and feel comfortable, but it's just not my preference. I just don't prefer to be in that. I'm more comfortable in my boots and my jeans. It's a little hard to clean out horse stalls. It's a little hard to shovel horse shit and saddle up horses and ride in skirt and heels. But yeah, so I guess you're just not allowed to like move and live in an environment that you prefer. You know, I've loved horses my whole life. I've always loved horses. My first horse that I had was all white. It was an all white horse, and her name was Snow, and she was beautiful. But now, like, my preference on horses has changed completely too. So, are you gonna knock me for that too, Joy? Like, I used to ride quarter horses. Quarter horses were my thing. I used to ride quarter horses. Quarter horses are your working horses. Those are the horses that you use on farms, that you use in the rodeos. Your quarter horses are your roping horses. They're your barrel racing horses. They're all the above. But now in my life, I like gaited horses. Foxtrotters, Tennessee Walkers, gaited horses are my things. So I switched up my style of horse. I went from quarter horses, riding quarter horses my whole life, to riding gaited horses. Gaited horses are like the Cadillac of horses. It's a very smooth ride. Quarter horses are very bumpy. Oh, like Joy's face. Quarter horses can be like a really rough ride. You know, you can bounce a lot in the saddle. And on a gaited horse, you just sit back in the saddle and chill. You know, the horse will do all the work. And I used to have a thing for like bay horses. A bay horse is like a brown colored horse with all black socks. Now, my preference is paint horses. I love paints and I love buckskins. So, you know, but I guess you're not allowed to change up, and you're not allowed to, like, you know, switch up your style according to Joy, or switch up your environment or anything else in your life. You're just not allowed to do it. Exactly, Surfing Tangents. I wear what I want because it makes me happy. I don't give two fucks. I don't give two fucks about what anybody thinks about what I'm wearing. If I'm comfortable, fuck you. I'm comfortable. I'm not going to step outside of my comfort zone to make somebody else happy, especially somebody who's like, who the fuck is that person anyway? I'm never going to step out of my comfort zone to make somebody else happy ever a day in my life. My style is my style, and I own it. I wear my hair. I have very long hair. I really do. My hair is very long. If I were to actually take my hair out of a ponytail, my hair goes to about the middle of my back. 90% of the time, I wear my hair in a ponytail or a messy bun. But people that know me know me. People that know me know that I will walk around in a pair of pajama pants and a tank top with my hair in a messy bun, some slippers on my feet, and no makeup on my face, and not give a fuck. Because I don't do anything to impress anybody. I don't have to. I'm a grown woman. I'm an adult. I'm not in high school anymore. I don't got to do that shit. I don't got to fit in nowhere. I fit in with me. Joy became all right, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up. It's annoying. It's fucking, I can't do it. I can't even get past that. Like, the second all that bullshit goes on, I click off. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I don't want to hear some bitch sit there and repeat herself over and over and over. I just can't do it. I can't. It's not entertaining to me. It's not funny to me. It's not of any importance, or the content is not of any value. I just can't do it. All right, I don't know if my audio is back. Okay. People keep calling me. My phone rings 24/7. It's ridiculous. So I just, yes, I did that walking video last night. Listen, I don't care. I was having fun. I had fun making that video. Yes, my scrubs were like 5 times too big. Okay, fine. If y'all even understood what I had just gone through in the past 24 hours, I had been up Monday morning. Monday morning, I'm at work, and my daughter calls me and was like, Mama, no, mind you, my daughter was pregnant and she was 4 days overdue. She calls me Monday morning at work. She's like, Mama, I think I need to go to the hospital. I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, I hurt everywhere. I just hurt all over. She's like, my back hurts, my stomach hurts, everywhere just hurts. She's like, I can't even get up and walk around because I hurt so bad. So I left work around, I don't know, 9:30, 9:45 Monday morning. I got to my daughter's house. I said, I need you to get up and walk around. You got to get up and walk around. Like, you can't just sit here. You know, if you're going into labor, walking is the most important thing for you to do. You need to walk. So I made her walk. Finally, I said, okay, well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and take you on in. We'll get you checked out because the baby is 4 days overdue. So we'll see what's going on. So I get her well, first of all, she wanted to stop at Taco Bell. So I got her in the car. She's calling her baby daddy, letting her baby daddy know what's going on. She's like, Mama, will you please stop at the Taco Bell? I stop at the Taco Bell drive-thru. I get her some burritos, whatever. So she's eating on the way to the hospital because once you get in the hospital, they don't let you eat. You can't have nothing but like ice chips and Jello. So she's eating her Taco Bell. She's sitting in my car. I'm like, how are you feeling? She's like, I feel like shit now. And I said, because you ate Taco Bell? She's like, I don't know. She's like, I just don't feel well, Mama. Like, I just hurt. I'm like, all right. So we get her to the hospital, get her checked in. They came in to check on her. She was dilated to a 2. For those of you that don't know, that when you're pregnant, you got to dilate to a 10, right? So she was dilated to a 2. They said they were going to keep her for about an hour or so and watch what happens because she was having contractions, but the contractions weren't like serious enough to like make her dilate anymore. So I'm sitting outside. They wouldn't let me in because baby daddy shows up. He meets us at the hospital. They wouldn't let me in because they can only be one person, which of course she's going to say baby daddy. I know Taco Bell is some serious business. So baby daddy gets there. Her and baby daddy get checked in, whatever. She's dilated to a 2. I'm sitting outside in the parking lot waiting on her to let me know what's going on. Within an hour, she went from being dilated to a 2 to dilated to a 4. So at that point, they decided to go ahead and keep her because her labor was progressing. So I'm sitting in the parking lot like, y'all don't understand. I spent my entire day. I did not leave the parking lot of that hospital. No, let me take that back because I did go to my daughter's house. I did go to her house and make sure that like the baby's room was ready. Everything was ready. I checked up on her house for a minute. I saw the baby daddy's uncle, Brandon, and I had a conversation with him about what was going on because he was asking me if I had any new updates. So anyway, I left my daughter's house. I went back to the parking lot of the hospital. Tiffany was actually going to come out to the hospital and sit with me and drink a bottle of wine. No joke. Because I was just like miserable sitting in the parking lot of this hospital. But anyway, so I spent my entire day, the majority, maybe except for all the time it took me to drive to my daughter's and then drive back to the hospital. I spent my entire night sitting in the parking lot of this damn hospital. So what happened was once my daughter got dilated to a 5, so she was halfway there, right? Well, her water breaks. So her water breaks. They went ahead, they hooked her on this medicine called Pitocin to help kind of speed up the process. And then they went ahead and put the epidural in. Well, after being on the Pitocin, her labor completely stopped. Everything just stopped. No more contractions, no more dilating, no nothing. Everything just stopped. So I'm on FaceTime with her because I was FaceTiming her and her boyfriend. And I said, well, where's the nurse or where's the doctor? And she's like, well, the nurse is right here. I said, well, let me talk to them. So I said to the nurse, I said, well, here's my concern. Her water, no, this was Monday night, okay? This was like late Monday night. I said, her water has been broken for hours, okay? She's dilated to a 5. Y'all put her on the Pitocin and her labor stopped. I said, what about taking her off the Pitocin and seeing if she starts to like kick up on her own again? See if something happens on her own. And the nurse was like, well, no, we increased the dose of Pitocin. I said, how long ago? She was like, a couple of hours ago. I said, and nothing has still happened. So what is the point? Like, my concern is infection. Her mucous membranes were no longer intact. I was concerned about her getting an infection. So the nurse is like, well, we're going to monitor her temperature. Okay, but if she ends up with the fever, it's too late. It's too late. She already has an infection. So what are you talking about? I said, I want to talk to the doctor. I want to talk to the doctor that is delivering my grandchild. So anyway, the nurse was like, well, we're waiting on the doctor to get back in. I said, what do you mean waiting on the doctor to get back in? I said, the minute that her water broke, a doctor should never have left. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at that point in time, it could have gone any time. It could have gone, the baby could have came at any time. So literally, long story short, my grandbaby was finally born the very, like, at 12:24 yesterday morning. So my entire night was spent in a parking lot of this hospital waiting on my grandchild to get here. So by the time that I got home and I got some sleep and I had to get up and go to work, I gave no fuck. I gave no fuck how I looked when I was at work yesterday. I did not care. I grabbed the first set of scrubs I found. Yeah, they're 5 times too big. I don't give a fuck. I don't know who's who, so I'm not touching nothing. Anybody that has a wrench, if y'all want to handle it, handle it. But I don't know who. I don't know which one LA is. I don't know which one a clone is. I don't have a clue. I don't know who's who, and I don't care. I'm not even over here talking about that bitch. I don't even know why he would be over here any damn way. I'm talking about Joy Kane and my grandbaby. So you're gonna pretend not to know. You're gonna pretend to not know who the clone. I don't know who the fucking clones are. I don't care. I don't give a fuck who's cloning who. It's entertainment, right? Isn't that your name? LA Entertainment? It's entertaining. Broke bitch. Okay, I'll be that. Both accounts are clones. Why would anybody? All 3 of them are clones? God, that's crazy. Now, let me ask you this about the whole clone situation, now that that's been brought into the chat. Who actually has the time, or who actually takes the time? Hey, there's the new dot. New dot. You can answer this because you're a clone, right? Who actually has the time or takes the time to clone people? Like what joy do you get out of that? What entertainment do you get out of cloning people? And why would somebody care so much about someone that they would clone them and go around trolling the sector, making people think that it's a certain person when clearly everybody in the sector has beef with each other. Even whenever like we try to be cordial or we try to be cool or we try to get along, deep down we still have fucking beef, right? Right, Rio's dumbass. This is the environment of fuckery that the bum created. I mean, I get it. I get it. Right, I get it. But still, like I said, people who troll around in chat rooms being clones trying to start shit is pointless. It's pointless because we all have shit with each other anyway. So eventually everything is going to come out to hit. Oh my God, here goes my butthole again, except for it's not my butthole. That's not my butthole, but I think it's funny. So I just don't understand like the purpose of cloning or why somebody would want to clone somebody for the sake of starting beef in chat rooms or whatever when there's already beef there. You get what I'm saying? What was that? Well, I heard Rio was gay, Jackie. So let's let's make an assumption. I heard Rio was gay. So that white stuff on Rio's mouth, I can only assume what it was. Oh, crusty lip bastard. Rio got some crust. I mean, I just don't get it. Like, I really seriously don't get the whole idea of cloning somebody. I don't understand the enjoyment or the entertainment of that. I also believe the bum has some clones of others so he can make believe people are talking about him. I'm you know, I mean if you got the time, whatever. I just don't have the time. Like I know a lot of people accuse me of being a lot of trolls. I have no troll accounts. I always go wherever I want as me. Because whatever I say, I have no problem saying. I have no troll accounts. And I think it's funny whenever people's like, oh, that troll's Cat Smith. No, I promise on God, I have 3 accounts. This one is my main account. This one is my main account. And then I have 2 backup channels. This is entertaining. I don't know who's who. It's like playing a guessing game. You know you're in a wild environment when you put the sentence together to the public of that's not my butthole. That's not my butthole. It's cute though. Well, I mean, it's not even really cute. That butthole is kind of ugly, but my butthole is not like that. But I'm not gonna sit here and feed off of a troll account calling itself my butthole and actually put my butthole on camera. I'm sorry, I'm not that. No, I'm good. Sector lurker. I honestly, and trust me, I don't. I I don't even like to say this. I don't even like to say this because y'all know how I feel about that dude right now. But I honestly don't think that Lamar is cloning himself. Jackie said last night was crazy. I saw private parts, men and women's. I saw a pregnant lady in bra and panties. Only in the sector, Jackie. Only in the sector can you see all of that in one night. I honestly don't believe that Lamar is cloning himself, though. I mean, like, who would do that? What kind of level of crazy? You can't possibly think that you're that famous. I don't, or even clones. You guys can't possibly think that YouTube creators or content creators in this sector are that famous that we're worth cloning. Are you checking those channels and seeing who's who? They're all clones. That is so true, Dookie. Joy is convinced. Joy is convinced that Lamar is that famous. You are right. That bitch, she got mad. She got straight angry. Joy got angry when I told her she was obsessed with Lamar. Joy Kanae is losing her mind. She is completely losing her mind. That bitch was so angry. Like her level of just running off of the mouth 90 miles an hour went from like just her basic normal running off of the mouth 90 miles an hour to straight fucking anger when I told that bitch she was obsessed with Lamar. Joy is a dummy. For real. She's stupid. Like, you coming to me because I talked about where I was born and raised versus where I am now in my life? Okay. I mean, that's just stupid. That means you have no content for me. You really got no content for me. So, bitch, shut up. I agree, Triple. I agree. I think she wants that dude so fucking bad. Notice how, like, okay, here was my point to Joy Kanae. Every time the bitch tries to address me, it's always white bitch, cracker bitch, honky bitch, whatever. Okay? It's always about the color of my skin and 99% with the word bitch attached to it. And why is that? Why is that? Because what Lamar had once said that he was only messing with white bitches and I actually met Lamar? You hate me for that? Like I told you, Joy, bitch, I didn't do anything with Lamar. I didn't do nothing with Lamar. If you want him that bad, baby, go get him. Go get him. You know, the thing of it is, Jackie, is that like I've learned, especially the other night with Joy and Jimmy both, you can't sit there and have dialect with those two. You can't. Like, you can't let somebody say something and then you be able to respond because they don't shut the fuck up. They don't give you a chance to like even respond to what they're saying. You know what I mean? So they're just constantly spouting off dumb shit. Constantly just blah 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 blah. And 99% of what Joy is saying is not even fucking accurate or correct. So it's best sometimes just to let them just keep on talking. Because trust me, I know how to step away and go do something else. I can step away and go do something completely different and come back and the bitch is still talking. You know what, Triple? I don't even really know what that whole OnlyFans shit is all about. I don't engage in that kind of stuff. Like literally in social media, the only things that I do is Facebook and this bullshit. That's it. I don't do like that whole Instagram, Snapchat, all that shit. I don't do none of that shit. That shit to me is just kind of juvenile. Like the only thing I really do is I have Facebook and then YouTube. That's it. They can't stop and listen because they're emotional. Not just because they're emotional, lurker. It's not just because they're emotional. It's because they're trying to prove a point or trying to make a point, but everything that they're saying is inaccurate. It's not even correct. I know, Jackie, she's got so much pent up rage and anger over shit that's not even factual. Like, that's what's funny to me. Like, the bitch was actually trying to tell me where the fuck I lived. The bitch was actually trying to tell me where the fuck I live. But the bitch was trying to tell me that I lived in Kansas City, Kansas. I've never lived a day in my life in Kansas City, Kansas. Hey, Roger. Like, that bitch tries to tell me about my life. Like, she lived it for me. She tries to tell me where I was born and raised. The bitch tries to tell me everything about my life, about my kids, about everything. I noticed she told Ralph her rent is $1,300 a month, but last week she said her man owns an apartment building. Well, if her man owns all this shit, why does Joy pay? Especially if this is a man that you, or like I said, I didn't hear her say it. I did not hear the words come out of her mouth. So let me not say it's something that she said. I heard through the grapevine that she claimed that she was marrying this man. So if this man is your dude or if this man is your fiance, why the fuck aren't you living in his property and not paying shit? But then I also did hear her with her own mouth talk about like him. Okay, oh, hold on. That's another thing. She said he works nights. What kind of a landlord works nights? What are you doing? Are you fucking your tenants? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing that you own all these properties, but you work at nighttime? Did anybody catch that? Did anybody catch that? The bitch said that her dude owns all these properties and he's got tenants, but he works at night. Make that make sense. Plain and simple, I don't think the bitch has a man. Period. Period. And then she made a comment the other night that like she can't worry about what he does because if she worries about what he does, it'll make her sick, whatever, whatever. So clearly, the bitch already knows that the dude isn't even faithful. Because if you're in a secure relationship, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're secured in that relationship and you know you're the only one, you should never have to worry about what your dude is doing. I mean, she's just so contradictory about this supposed relationship that she has. What he does, how stable they are. I don't believe shit. Then the bitch tries to say she lives better than me. And I said, okay, well then show your apartment. You make more money than me. Prove it. Loves to talk, but won't prove nothing. And what was she thinking about? Removing her birth control, but doesn't ask him what he does away from her. Exactly. 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 Let me give you some advice, Joy. Okay. From one mother to a non mother. No, better yet, let me give you some advice from a single mother to a non mother. A baby does not keep a man. A baby does not make a man be faithful. A baby does not make a man grow up. A baby does not make a man become responsible. So if you're so worried about what this dude is doing behind your back while he's working at night, and I'm throwing up huge air quotes here, then maybe you shouldn't get knocked up by him. Now, that's just advice from a single mother to a non-mother. Don't stop that birth control, girl. You keep that shit intact. A baby does not save anything. In fact, for some people, a baby can destroy a relationship. And then either which way, you still become a single parent. And does that man know that you were thinking about removing your birth control? Or were you going to try to trap him? Because your bumpy ass thinks that that's the only thing. Well, you probably know that's the only dick that you'd ever get. And you can't tell me with someone with that much rage and pent up hostility towards people she doesn't know gets laid anyway. Does she even really need birth control? Because that bitch don't even. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. That was Harry calling me. All right, I'm going to have to end this because I did promise Harry's ass that I would spend time with him tonight. And he's blowing up my phone. I can hear my text messages going off, and this is like the third time that he's called. So, sorry, Joy. I got to go hang with Harry. All right, y'all. I might be live later, but I doubt it because he's probably going to occupy my entire night of arguing.